coming across the timeline, the Miami Hurricanes made some moves for some coaches, man. Will Harris from Florida. But we also lost some guys, man. I heard Cooney has left and gone to
not bigger and better things. Can't say bigger and better things, but
what you mean?
Well, I guess it is bigger and better things,
yeah,
right?
because Cooney was like in an off the field role. So in essence,
right.
He's a position coach. So that's why I said bigger and better in that sense, right? And Will Harris apparently has moved up definitely to bigger and better things, leaving Florida as trash as that.
Trash
so, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we got that going. And then the third, they say things come in threes. There's some birdies circling around here about old Kevin Beard, man.
Brother.
But he don't have no contract. So Street, I know you keep your ear to it. Talk to us a little bit, man. What we got going on with old Coach Kevin Beard, who's in his second stint his third. First, he was a player. Then he came as a coach. Then he came back as a coach. Talk to it.
No, Kevin, I mean, so yeah, Kevin Beard, man, if you don't know Kevin Beard, I know you see him fiery out there coaching kids up, and you see him out there and you think all those guys are fiery, tough guys. But if you don't know Kevin Beard, man, Kevin Beard is a very passive, God-fearing family man. Right? One of those guys that handle you on the up and up, expect you to handle him back on the up and up. And guys who think life is fair, and he's made it this far, being this successful with that mindset. You feel me?
Okay.
Last year, bro, I mean, I don't know if you got the stats in front of you, but his wide receiver room was arguably one of the better performing rooms on the team.
Mm-hmm.
When he was here the first time, he did a great job. I think he had guys like Philip Dorsett, Allen Hurns, Braxton Berrios. I think he put his hands on a lot of those guys. Correct me if I'm wrong, Amar Richards. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I remember the first time when Rick came, like one of the guys that we all thought they were going to keep was Kevin Beard. Like everybody loved Kevin Beard, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Kevin Beard was raw at the time at the position. He had a lot to learn. He went over to Toledo, got Candle, great coach, learned a lot, and now he's back.
Yeah.
And after Restrepo, George, Brown, kid that left him with the
Isaiah
Horton, kid that left him with the Bama. Isaiah Horton had a breakout year. Strepo Brown, okay, is it possible Strepo Brown and George get drafted, you think?
I definitely know Restrepo's getting drafted.
Strepo's getting drafted. Right.
I don't think he's a first, second round guy.
George on the fence. George may be drafted, may not be drafted. Sam Brown was a second rounder coming into Miami.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible all three of these guys may be drafted. Coming out of the same room. And usually when you perform, when you have a room like that, Hayes, you tell me, you coach college football. Usually when you have a room like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get attaboy award, or you get some ribbons put on your goddamn chest or something, right?
You're supposed to. I say that when you got guys, you bring them in. I think our wide receiver room was this year definitely was the most consistent.
Mm-hmm.
In regards of, we had a lot of drops the previous year. This year, I didn't see as many. Maybe it was the guy delivering the ball, but at the end of the day, the ball hit your hands, as they always say, catch it. So those guys were basically catching them. I mean, yeah, of course you're going to have some drops. Let's not, be crazy about this. But ultimately, I think the room improved. My only beef that I had with the receiver room this year was the blocking on the screens. But other than that, route running, spacing, all of that stuff seemed to be on par. But outside of that piece of it, I thought the wide receiver room did an excellent job. Even though you had a quarterback like Ward throwing them the ball, they still got to get open, right? They still got to catch the ball. And we did see some separation, right? Let's be honest. Every throw wasn't contested. We seen some guys wide open down the field based on moves they made. They got DBs lost in the shuffle, kind of what he was just doing in that drill where we showed it at the very beginning. And that actually was from 6 years ago. That was when his first stint at Miami. And so we see a lot of these, I thought there was some growth in the receiver room ultimately. And for him not to have a contract as of right now in the middle of February, getting prepared for spring ball. We got the OC in Shannon Dawson, and I know he's been a part of the receiver room. However, that's interesting, bro. That's interesting.
Right. Very interesting.
Juan Manuel says Kevin Beard was named top recruiter too. Pay Mario, the man, pay the man, believe Luke. All right.
Top recruiter when?
I don't know. I'm just reading what Juan Manuel said. What year was that, Juan? Not sure what year that was, but like I said, I thought there was some growth in there. Rick Flair says fake news. Do you have anything to combat that fake news, as he calls it, fake news?
What's the news? I mean, all we saying is he don't have a contract. What's the news we put out? Like,
well, I guess that's what they're saying, that I guess he does have a contract. And somebody said up here that these guys get 5 years. Here we go. Shout out to Mike Novak. Don't coaches usually have 3 to 5 year contracts? Wasn't last year his first year back with us? No, they typically get 2 on the typical basis.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, stop reading all the goofy stuff that we know, the people that we know more than. Like, some of these people we don't know more. No more goofy comments.
No, but this right here is a legit, because some people don't realize, they think these assistant coaches got the same contract as head coaches, and it doesn't work that way. So those guys typically have 2-year contracts in that sense. Some of them
a lot of people at Miami had 2-year contracts. Seems as if they all have that. It seemed like.
I think that's status quo though, for the thing, because
Rick Flair said he's the top recruiter in 2024 when he signed the contract.
Okay.
Yeah. In 2024.
Oh.
No, bro. I mean, so Hayes,
okay.
So Hayes, you coached on the college level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Room performing well. Wide receivers are the divas of the goddamn locker room, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could there be other things that overshadow your room actually performing well? Because we're in a day and age where Brian Hartline is going to get credit for Chris Ola, Gary Wilson, Jackson Njibba, Marvin Harris, Jeremiah Smith. Brian Hartline gonna get credit for all that. All that's going right here on his chest. All of it.
He gonna skip the coordinator and just be a head coach somewhere.
And them walked in 5 stars. That's the day and age we live in. When we get a coach, we be like, well, who did he develop? Right? Yeah. And then he started talking about all the kids that was in the path at these colleges where those guys walked through. Mm-hmm. And coaches are pinning them on their goddamn chest and saying they developed. Nobody developed fucking Jeremiah Smith, but Hartline gonna get credit for it.
True story.
Right. So we're in that day and age, right?
Jeremiah Smith out there doing what a 3rd-year guy would do, 4th-year guy would do. So just thinking logically here, if shout out to Brian Hartline, but if Brian Hartline developing that fast, then everybody will be developed that fast. That goes to tell you, it's always about talent. Don't get it twisted, y'all. Please. Right. You know what I mean? Coaches do little things. They tweak the car. They don't build a whole engine. The car got to come with an engine in it. And then they tweak it and fine tune it and give it a tune up. But if y'all think that these dudes out here making Seabiscuit doggone Man of War and you out of your doggone mind, that's a horse racing reference for y'all that missed it. I'm here all week.
So what I'm saying is that should actually work for Kevin Beard. He should be wearing a badge of honor. His wide receiver room kicking ass. What could overshadow that, hey? Like, what could overshadow that? Like, what?
Back end that we don't see, that's not, like I always say, sports boardroom is on TV every Saturday or Sunday or whenever games are played. But we don't get to see that back piece of it. Could be a personality conflict. It could be money negotiations. I don't know. Maybe Kevin Beard say, hey, boy, look, I had this top room. Up me 100,000. I don't know. It could be. It could be a bunch of different things that we're not privy to. However, I guess when things like this come out, we always think, I guess people always kind of think that the worst or the different, right? Like, dang, why he don't have this? Because he did X, Y, and Z. But at the end of the day, you don't have a contract. You don't have a contract. And so, like I said, from the outside looking in through the window, it appears that he's doing a great job. And it showed that he's doing that on the field, even though even Jacoby George had some on the field, yada, 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 but nothing off the field. I don't hear any reports.
He gets some dings in conduct, right? Jacoby George was an everybody problem, because at some point that goes all the way up to Mario. I mean, that was just too many times, right?
Correct.
So Jacoby George, you had some issues with that. But then you develop Isaiah Horton, 700-yard kid, jumps in the portal, worth 800, 900,000.
Wow. And he going to Bama, right? Yeah. Or is that Bama now? But to that point, and then it's funny how it is, right? So Kevin Beard gets the ding for maybe some of Jacoby George on the field conduct. However, like you said, eventually, when do the higher ups take over? When does the Shannon Dawson say, well, wait a minute, bench him? But we don't know if Kevin Beard was asking to bench him and they vetoed him. We don't know. Like, Kevin Beard could have been.
He doesn't seem to have had a bunch of power. I'm just gonna set that straight. He doesn't seem to have had a bunch of power in his room. We heard Sam Brown had some diva moments. You know what I'm saying? We heard Sam Brown had some diva moments, some bad girl club moments where he spazzed out a few times.
Some bad girl moments. Okay.
Some Jocelyn Hernandez moments where he started spazzing out. We heard. I mean,
Stevie, tell him, Stevie.
But shouldn't the youth family that we talk about, shouldn't that shit kick in somewhere? The youth family and the text message group that they in, and you was always a family, and ain't no, shouldn't that kick in somewhere between Mario and Kevin Beard? No? It's all business, though? It's all business?
It's always business, dog.
Oh, man.
It's always business. But to your point, let's talk about the fan family. We always talk about bringing back alumni, bringing back these guys. Why they don't come back and coach? I don't know if y'all saw that thing I put on Twitter. I might put it up here. The alumni coaching staff that we could have. The alumni coaching staff that we could have. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it up here that guys who are
let them see it.
I don't know if y'all seen it. Let me grab that. But where's the fan base that should be hooping and hollering right now? You know what I mean?
Rick Flair cooking in the comment section.
Thank you. And I brought that up, Rick Flair. Shout out to you. You know what I mean? Shout out to you. And yeah, that's 100% right. Let me see if I can put this on the screen here. And I'll pause it. Here we go. Oh, my bad. All right, here we go. When you think Miami Hurricanes, you think about exciting and fantastic and great players. But these dudes also make great coaches. Imagine if Coach Cristobal decided to fill up his coaching staff with nothing but Miami Hurricane alumni at defensive back, Ed Reed, cornerbacks coach, DeMarcus Van Dyke, linebacker coach, Michael Barrow, line coach, Warren Sapp, also a defensive line, Damian Lewis, and a defensive coordinator, Clint Hurt. But on the offensive side, running back coach, Duke Johnson, wide receiver coach, Andre Johnson, wide receiver coach, Lamar Thomas, offensive line coach, Brandon Washington, and offensive coordinator and quarterback coach, Ken Dorsey. Who wouldn't want to play for these guys? Not only were they great on the football field, but they're also great in the coaching. And these are dudes that actually coach football. We ain't talking about hypotheticals. We talking about they actually get it in on the gridiron. Tell me what player, what prospect in America could tell these Canes no. So there you got it. All these dudes actually coach football Have coached or currently coaching.
Who the coordinators? Dorsey and who?
Clint Hurt.
Oh shit. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Ken Dorsey.
Uh-oh.
Clint Hurt. Offensive line coach really could be Cristobal, but he already there. So I say let's go get Brandon Washington. I know he at Bethune-Cookman right now, but he started off at Flomo, but he played for the Canes, right? As an offensive line coach. He currently coaching right now. Andre Johnson coached at Texas. Duke Johnson is currently on the staff, was a student assistant, got his degree. Lamar Thomas, we know he coached. He the damn reason, shout out to Lamar Thomas, but he the reason we ain't get Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson.
Doggone, of course, we know Ken Dorsey. We've already had DeMarcus Van Dyke. He out there doing his thing on the recruiting trail. Warren Sapp, Damian Lewis currently on the staff, Michael Barrow, and Ed Reed. Only one I couldn't find is a tight end coach. So that's why I got 2 wide receiver coaches.
Al Brown said you didn't have Kevin Beard on the all coach team.
Because he was already on, but he was already on the staff. Hey, can I tell you this? There's a lot of people that I had left. I had to leave people off because you only have but so many spots.
Who you left off?
Who was the other dude that I left off?
Lewis played offensive line, didn't he?
No, D-line.
He played D-line?
Yeah, that's him right there, 92. Actually, my dog, Eric Schnupp. Eric Schnupp played for the Canes back from American days, man. You know what I'm saying? But he was coaching at Baylor and all that stuff. He coaching ball right now. He was an old lineman.
You got Randy Shannon. You went who you went D court?
Like I said, I love Randy Shannon off.
Hurt over Randy Shannon.
Bro, think about this. Well, I already knew Randy Shannon wasn't gonna never come back after how they did him. However, but like you said, you got him. What's my man that went to New Orleans? Darren Smith is coaching ball.
He coaching at Chaminade.
He coaching ball right now. I'm just saying, think about the alumni, the greats that we had. None of these dudes up here were slouches. Like none of these dudes were slouches at their position when they play, and they're currently coaching. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. DVD cornerback.
DVD at cornerback. I couldn't think of another corner that's currently coaching. Who you think is
another corner that's currently coaching?
Yeah. And I don't know no other college football team could put together a coaching staff or just alumni.
You tried to do it?
Yeah. I can't think of nobody else. I mean, a full staff. I ain't talking about some guys here and there. I'm talking about if you could put, and we got guys left over, like you said. We got Randy Shannon that's left off of there. You got a bunch of cats. Brandon Harris. Oh, good call, Kinson. Dang, yep. I blew it. Thank you,
Son Spence coaching too at Coastal Carolina.
Is he? I thought about him, but I wasn't sure if he was coaching or not. Yeah. I knew he ran camps and stuff, but I didn't know he was coaching. Mike Rump, there you go. Damn, I forgot about old Rump, man. My bad, dog.
You forgot about who?
Yeah. I started to see people Bubba Franks, tight end coach, but it's Bubba Franks coaching. See, let's not remember, these are people who have coached or currently coaching. So let's not pick guys because their name is pretty. Like y'all be like, Ray Lewis. Well, I don't know Ray Lewis that coach nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying he can't do it, but I'm just talking about guys that's already got their feet wet, ready to go.
That's cool, dog.
Yeah, Reed ain't coaching position in college. Not now, but he was. Come on, man. And then I wanted to check what I really wanted to put. Then I wanted to put Alonzo Highsmith as GM. And put my man and put my man number 5 in the building. Oh my God, he gonna kill me, bro. Went to the West.
Heard Kellen Winslow coaching the longest yard. You could have put him at tight end coach.
I don't think he could ever make it to practice, though.
he got Kellen Winslow from the Zoom.
I was gonna have Michael Irvin. Hey, he the doggone community liaison. We're gonna have that thing riding. Think about this. Melvin Bratton would have been the NIL liaison because he dabbled in the NIL stuff. Come on, Melvin man.
Bratton, a full-fledged agent. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And this is all alumni that did great. Imagine the people that maybe not star players, but they're doing other things that, you know, we just don't know about.
Yeah. I think Greg Cooper coaching in high school.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, they're always trying to slide some Texas in. You might be able to do it with Texas, but will not be.
Willie Flowers was coming with the headlights talking about Texas.
Ain't nobody coaching no doggone Texas.
I think Texas could do it.
Man, outside of Ricky Williams, might teach you how to blow a joint. But other than that, I don't know, bro. I just thought it was just something fun to do. You know what I mean? Like
that's pretty cool, man. You be trying to keep your cool ideas to yourself and shit. That's pretty cool.
Damn, dog. I'm trying to
tight end coach Rob Chudzinski.
I don't know.
He didn't play with you, huh?
Is he coaching?
Is he? We know he coached, but did he play for you?
Hold up. I forgot another wide receiver coach y'all ain't thought about. Ain't nobody said. I was waiting. Leonard Hankerson, coaching at San Fran.
I thought you had him on there.
Nah. Leonard Hankerson, coaching at San Fran. So
the people that just getting in here, man, that's asking, Kevin Beard is not leaving, but Kevin Beard is a few days out from his contract. He doesn't have a contract. And Hayes, how does that work? If your contract run out, right? Now you could be subject to demotion, or you could be subject to anything, right?
Well, here's what I'll say. It happened over there with Shamar Moore at Michigan, right? He got the head coach. He got the head coach job, but didn't have a contract for a while. So I don't know how that works on the real back end. You might be working day to day. You know what I mean? Like they could cut you at any moment because you don't technically have a contract, right? So if they decided to fire you, you have no recourse because you don't have a contract.
You don't have a contract, right?
Yeah, you don't have a contract. But the cops coming. Be quiet. The cops coming.
The cops coming. You see him? Dang, it's a mob.
They're going.
And for a few people, listen, like this is nothing new. I've seen this happen at the University of Miami before. Coaches didn't know their future. They didn't know their future, and then they end up leaving. Just because they were in limbo. They didn't know their future. What's T-Rob? T-Rob didn't know. He was waiting around, didn't know, and then he just made a decision and left. And I think with the Bama. Happened that the black running back coach, what was the guy named? Thad Franklin recruited Thad Franklin then?
Kevin Smith?
No, before Kevin Smith. It was up in the air with him. He didn't, and he ended up leaving.
Who was there before Kevin Smith?
Head guy. Remember, man, he recruited Thad Franklin. He recruited
the super chatter. Let us know. Hickson. There you go.
And he ended up leaving. So is it normal? We saw Florida coach we heard didn't have a contract, right? And he left we heard he left a black chess piece on Billy's desk on the way out. You know what I'm saying? We ended up getting him, we heard, because he didn't have a contract. I don't see how. Like, Hayes, could you see how if the man you got to talk to is right there in the same vicinity, right?
You in the staff meeting every day.
In the same vicinity, right? Explain how this happened, Hayes. Could you imagine Mario just ignoring? Well, we know he ignore you, but could you imagine Mario just you know you coach with him, he don't know you. He haven't spoken to you since 1997. But could you imagine not being able to just walk up to him and be like, "Hey, coach, check his pockets or something." Be like, "Hey, you got something for me?"
Nah, you be walking up to him, "Hey, coach, I got that pen for you. Was looking for, waiting for you to sign this deal for me." But like you said, it is business, and right. I just had a conversation. Now, what that conversation is, I couldn't tell you. But to the coach, like, this is where uncertainty starts to set in, because, and again, we're talking about, like, even for Sharon Moore at Michigan, He wasn't coming up. He didn't have one. You know what I mean? And trust me, it does not take long to make a contract. They literally can give you a contract in a day. In 2 days. See, that's what I don't know. That's
we
what
don't know what's in the time.
Are you getting a day-to-day? Are you getting a day-to-day check at that point? Like maybe they do like a small contract, like a 10-day contract, like, hey, just to hold you over. They say, hey, we got this contract, blah, blah, blah. You get your whatever your rate was until but it's not like a 5-year deal, a 2-year deal, a 3-year deal. That I really don't know.
Somebody said ex Tom Herman. I wonder what happened with Tom Herman.
I don't know. But here's what I do know. As a coach or anybody without a contract, you walking in every day on needles because he could come out and say, hey, man, I'm going to go with the guy. I'm going to go with Coach X, Y, and Z over there, and you out. Now you're fending for another job. Now, again, I don't know if he's got a 2-year contract, so he'll probably still get paid out his additional year. But
is that how Rump ended up in the recruiting department?
Sometimes that happens. DVD the same way, right? You were the DB coach. Then you became this. It's yeah. Bro, I didn't even put Roland Smith on the team.
Okay, so
I had to go back. I could have put Roland Smith up there too.
Put Roland Smith up there.
Oh,
okay. So listen. Something good come out. Oh. If I don't fire you, right? I'm on record of saying Mario don't fire people. What happened to Guidry was a unicorn, right? I'm on record. I've said that Mario don't really fire people. Like, even Ruby, some of y'all thought was the worst offensive coordinator ever. Like, I don't recall him. He was hanging around. He was hanging around. Remember?
Yeah, that's like what's my man, Josh Gaddis.
He was hanging around. So if I don't fire you, but your contract is going out and you have a family to take care of, and you just leave because what we haven't talked about is Syracuse and what my homeboy name is Syracuse?
Fran Brown.
Fran Brown. Fran Brown made friends with Fran Brown like 2 years ago, man, when he was at Georgia. Fran Brown, where Fran Brown wants him. Let's just send him a text right now. Be like, Fran Brown, man, leave Kevin Beard alone, dog. You already on beat.
Where did Cooney go?
Bowling Green.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Mario fired Gaddis, right? But remember how long Gaddis was just lingering? We didn't know he was recruiting. Like, so if I don't fire you and you just leave, guess what gets reported? Kevin Beard goes to the NFL. Kevin Beard goes to Syracuse. I didn't make you leave.
Correct.
I would ask, my question is just this. This you family is a family. Brotherhood ain't like no other. Michael Irvin talks about it all the time. Where the fuck is it? And why is there not a youth family higher ups where I can go sit down and you go to somebody, like you go to Highsmith and Kelly, and they sitting in his like the Wizard of Oz.
Highsmith left. What you talking about?
Bro.
Highsmith got up out of there. Like,
yes.
So I
it should be like a Wizard of Oz, and you go talk to and you get in there. Who will be sitting up in there? Testaverde.
And Bernie Kosar. And Bernie Kosar. Receiver coach you are. Hey, like Yoda, receiver coach you are. Harder you must work. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? They sit back there like Master Yoda.
Yeah, Jim Kelly or something. Testaverde, and he got this voice like, Beard, I see you here. Yeah, man, Mario tripping again. Wizard. Like, where's the brotherhood, bro? Where's the brotherhood? The goddamn.
Well, can I say this? In all honesty? It's almost like why you don't hire friends and family. Because when you get to this point, it looks bad, right? When you because you played at the U, that don't mean you're doing a good job. I'm not saying that about Kevin Beard. I'm just saying what could happen. So then it looks bad. So when you hire the friends and family, it's just like Mark Richt didn't want to fire his son, John Richt. How you going to explain that to my wife? You know, fire my baby. And
One man you say it's the agent for. You're right. So you're saying like hiring former Kings is like hiring family?
Of course,
because Mario seems to be doing a good job at cutting off former Kings. Like he's fucking like he had no problem with that. Like he seems to be doing a great job of that.
Yeah, because I think somebody I know got picked up by Sports Illustrated where somebody came on talking about 20 hours a week. That's all I know. I mean, that's just what I heard on Hayes Street.
Decorated King in Hurricane history got passive aggressiveness, passively passed over. Hey, one man you say it's the agent fault. Dog, if there's somebody, if there's somebody in college football that doesn't have an agent, which I don't know if it's true or not, I would say Kevin Beard. He's that type of guy. Like, dog, he's no, I'm saying, but I may be dead wrong, but he's that type of guy. He's an up and up, God-fearing guy. Do right by me. God got my back. You can't do nothing wrong to me. I'm covered in the blood of Jesus. Like, he's that guy. Like, he's the type of guy walk around without an agent and just be like, give me the contract, sign it. God got me. Covered in the blood.
All right, KB. You better be covered in that ink that's on that contract.
I don't know if you have an agent or not, man. But he's
there's a lot of coaches that don't. Yeah. There's a lot of coaches on that level. Like when you're not the coordinator, but when you're at that level, because you have to remember, once you have an agent, those agents have to pay attention to you. Some of them don't, because you're not that kind of coach yet. I'm not talking about Beer, but they're position coaches. They're just not that guy yet. So they don't necessarily have it. They may have some feelers out there, but they're not because now if you're an agent and you're getting all these, I'll just say lower end coaches, those guys, hey, I'm about to get fired. Can you find me a job? Now you're getting bombarded with calls from guys that really, they're just not high priority in the coaching hiring position.
Right.
So a lot of them, now they do have an agent. It's not like a Jimmy Sexton, those type of guys, Drew Rosenhaus. You may have a guy that's trying to get into the business or whatever. But.
Yeah, I told you, I met Jimmy Sexton. Had a nice long talk with Jimmy Sexton about a lot of Miami stuff. I met Jimmy Sexton a couple weeks ago, bro.
Yeah, you should have asked him about that cell phone he gave to Lane Kiffin in the tunnel after the championship.
He told me a few stories. He said he had a Jack Saban ass up one time. Told you get your ass out. When I think he said when he was leaving Michigan State, he didn't want to leave. But where did he go? He went to the Dolphins.
Miami.
He went to Miami, right? Right?
No, he went to LSU first, then to Miami, then Alabama.
I think when he was going to LSU, he told me a few stories. Say Saban didn't want to leave. It was a kid there. He kind of had his heart. He said, Jack Saban, hey, you better get your motherfucking get your
Yeah, he loved Michigan State.
He told me a few stories. Reggie White was his first client, bro. He ain't know nothing about being an agent.
Hey, shout out to your alma mater right there. That's Robert Flagg, played at Norland, who went to Michigan State and played under Nick Saban when he was at Michigan State. Yeah, he played under Nick, I think that first year. And then he played under
I literally asked him about when Nick Saban left Alabama and him getting all those coaches paid. I had to ask him that, dog.
When Nick Saban left Alabama.
Right. And Florida State coach stood up.
Oh, I got you.
Washington coach stood up. And who else? One more coach got paid, and they all was under him.
Kirby. I think, was it Kirby? Dabo.
Dabo went to
Alabama. Dabo went to Alabama.
I mean, and you know what, literally what he said is that as he was doing it, he said he didn't look at it that way. It didn't hit him. Because it's probably just work to him. You know what I'm saying? As he said, as he was doing it, it didn't really look that way.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes people don't see it. They don't see it that way.
Yeah, he didn't see it. His head was just down. He said he was just, and then he said at the end of it, he realized that, God damn, boy, I just cashed. Yeah, got 3 folks, and then one of my guys took the job. Jesus Christ!
And he getting a percentage of all that.
Man, that man like the Don, man. He like he connect. He's like over CAA, bro. Like
that's the guy. Hey, Mr. Sexton. Yes, my son. I really want to keep my job at Miami.
Okay. Hey, first client was Reggie White, second client with Scottie Pippen. He said he didn't even. He said Reggie White told him you're gonna be my agent. He was like, okay, what's that? I don't know, but you look white enough to be my agent. That's what it was.
Wow.
Then the next one was Scottie Pippen.
Will Muschamp. Vic says Will Muschamp as well. Yeah. Shout out to Vic in the building, man. Vic, how you doing, brother? I ain't seen Vic in a minute. But no, man, it's just, those kind of things that make the world go round. I hope the guy that Kevin Beard keeps the job. I think he has done a good job. Like I say, coach, you got to work on that receiver blocking, dog, on that doggone screen. It's killing me. If you watch the good, bad, and uglies, you know what I'm talking about.
And some rotation, dog. All the old guys gone. Cam Ward gone. Rotate a little better. But I don't know if none of those are fireable offenses. You know what I'm saying? I can't. Yeah. If Kevin Beard walks out the door, on his resume goes Restrepo, who's arguably first round, second round. Isaiah Horton is probably finna walk out of here first round wide receiver. To go along with the guys before that we were talking about Amari Richards,
Barrios,
Philip Dorsett, yeah. Like, bro, it's for a guy that wants to be in Miami, whose family's in Miami, who played at Miami. This shouldn't be a arithmetic. Like, it shouldn't be like, this shouldn't look like geometry. Like, it shouldn't be hard to figure out, bro. It doesn't make sense unless Mario or somebody got a cousin that's a wide receiver coach that needs some politics. Now, hey, could something better come out of this? Let's say Kevin Beard goes to Syracuse, and then we bring in who could you bring in? Andre Dawson?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you definitely could. I've always been a person about timing. I've always thought, and I don't know if Miami currently right now has the cachet to pull anybody away from a job of a higher stature, right? So if Kevin Beard goes away for whatever reason, okay. February 18, 2025. When they say who's next, there's probably some guy out there, but we're talking about the upper echelon of wide receiver coaches. And I don't think Miami has enough pull in the coaching profession to lure away, it's just my opinion, lure away somebody unless they're disgruntled, right? Unless there is a particular reason. So people are going to combat that and say, well, what about Will Harris at Florida? Okay. I don't know Will Harris' background in the sense of what's going on at Florida. But Will Harris, I don't think he is cemented in either with a contract as of yet. Because there's stories swirling around about him possibly being wooed by the NFL right now. So
we may be negotiating. How big would it be for Syracuse to get Kevin Beard?
Huge.
Huge. Fucking huge. Look at it that way. Put the lens on that way. Look at it that way.
Yeah.
Fran Brown jumping for goddamn joy. He already came down here and got a few wide receivers, right? Fran Brown has.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just, and again, we may be talking too premature right now. Like I say, I don't think the contract has run out, but we know it's definitely, I think, about to run out. And does it get renewed or whatever? However that goes. But
Isaiah Horton, first round wide receiver. I had NFL guys call me last year and say during the season, boy, Isaiah Horton looks like Isaiah Horton looks like a first rounder.
Could he be? Definitely. He's got the size.
They were caught off guard.
No, first round, he could be. Is he? If I had to walk him out and say, go in this draft right now, I don't think so. But could he be? Most definitely. If I had to just walk him out from what he did this year and say, go to the draft, I don't think so as of right this moment.
Right. Isaiah Horton was artificially not started last year. Came up with his biggest year. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Fought through not being started. Ended up being started.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're looking at 1,000-yard year from that young man, bro.
Very well.
On the other side of fingernail guy, I think we're looking at 1,000-yard.
Oh, my man with the nails and NIL. Yeah,
he's on the other side of one of the top wide receivers in the nation. He's on the other side. I think we're looking at 1,000 yards, bro.
Real quick, speaking of fingernail guy, how many Alabama Roll Tide fans was like when that came out? They were like,
"Oh, you know them country boys. You know them country boys.
Come look at this foolishness.
Them country boys ain't like that."
God dang old Kalen DeBoer brought in fingernail man. How in the world are we supposed to roll Tide when we can't get our fingernail paint chipped?
You get ready to get your wide receiver.
Roll Tide, roll them right up out of here.
But you know them country boys ain't like that when they went hunting, boy. They ain't like that, boy. They don't like that pump. They don't like that rainbow
like,
stuff.
They don't like that alternative lifestyle action. Look, we can't even say it, but you remember I get bammed on this thing.
Country boys ain't like that.
Richard
said about nothing but the time.